Yo, 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 yo. Hidden Knowledge Podcast. Episode 58.
58. Well, I can't because, 5'8".
I know, right?
5'8".
All right, how do you even throw that with your fingers,
Right.
man? Like, damn, to think of that. But once again, it's your boy H2O, the Cameroon Goon. Horton Here's a Who.
Yes,
Choice
sir.
D, all of the above. Go ahead.
It's your boy Juniani. We are here for episode 58. 58. 100's going to be
Almost
here.
60.
I know. 100 it's going to be here before you know it. 100's going to be right around. We got to do something crucial for 100.
No, like a mega episode. Like,
yeah, we got
all the guests, like as many of all of our special guests on at the same time.
Shit, we got to rent out a fucking building for that.
I know, right? Because that's a lot of special guests.
That's going to be crazy. I mean, and, some people might not even show up, so you got to,
That's why I say
it is what it is, But yeah, we here. Episode 58, Hidden Knowledge Podcast. You know what I'm saying? Where the knowledge can come from anywhere. We may not know it, but we may say something and y'all pick up on it, or y'all might teach us some game in the comments. Who knows? Knowledge is hidden. It's everywhere. That's what it is, But we got a special. Well, I'm gonna let Beast do his thing first.
Go
we're
ahead,
gonna let Beast do his thing.
Hey, y'all, it's your boy Beast. Beast Too Saucy. We back at it again. Episode 58, man. Make sure y'all, follow us on all, platforms and everything. I just want to throw that out there as well, man.
Thank you.
Hey, we trying to spread out, everywhere. So yeah, that hidden knowledge.
Right.
Let's get it.
There you go. Now we got a special guest in the building.
Special guest.
This guy,
What's up?
known him for a long, long time. Known him since high school. Well, shit, probably before that, to be honest.
Middle school.
Yeah, middle school at the very least.
Yep.
And he is a huge fan. He's a supporter for real. And
Always.
he's got many talents, man. He's from reporting the weather to lyrical assassin. This guy is multifaceted, man, and he's a good dude, good guy. Known him for a long time, man. Y'all give it up for Nick Cannon's white brother, Todd Cannon, in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
What up?
What an intro. What an intro.
Am I one of the kids?
I wasn't ready.
Yes,
I got
sir.
tatted on my thing.
Yeah.
Nick Cannon. Wait, y'all relatives, Nick?
I feel it is,
Am
man.
I one of the kids? I don't know.
Right. Hey, you gotta get that check, man. I mean, he's been making all this money. He need to pass you something.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But yeah, go ahead.
Thank you guys for letting me be here. Straight up, we've been trying to do this for a while.
Yes,
and
we
always
have.
said when it fell through, it's whenever it's the right time, it's gonna be the right time.
Yeah.
I think today's the right time, obviously. And so
Yeah.
thank y'all for letting me be here.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
The hidden knowledge, though, and I appreciate
Yeah.
from him always just being like with the lyrics and stuff like that. He knows I'm a deep person. I mean, my
For
whole
sure.
life is about let's make this life better, full of love, and full of inspiring people.
Right.
So you're a musical savant type of individual.
I call my like I said, I go by the name of Reflection.
Reflection.
And it spawned from a girlfriend that unfortunately passed away back when I was 21. So I'm 30. We're 38 now.
Yep.
Damn.
Yep.
So I knew her for about 5 and a half.
Condolences.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And but there's this one song she introduced me to Atmosphere, another artist, and like the song was called Reflection. It's like every time I look in the mirror, I'm looking back at me. So when she passed away, I just thought that was like a very good artist name, because everything that I produce or whatever or write, I want people to look back in the mirror to hope it changes their lives a little bit.
Right.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would you say that like that moment was the catapult towards like your ideology, towards like taking it seriously and like your passion?
She at 19, I moved out to Tulsa for a little while, and
Tulsa.
I always wanted to be a writer. I always wanted to kind of be a singer, but like I know I don't possess that type of certain stuff sometimes, but I was shy. I was scared to do anything. And I moved up to Tulsa and I started writing. That's where I started my writing and stuff like that. And then when I met her at 21, I just realized it's like, man, she was just so full of life. And unfortunately, she was taken away. But, you live on and take those moments. She inspired me. She made me feel like, do you,
That's good.
Don't doubt yourself, so, yeah.
Right.
So.
Okay. Yeah. By the way, before we continue, bring the mic a little closer to.
my
We
bad,
want to hear you. We want you to be in the mix.
My first podcast, baby. My first guy.
Yeah, we want you.
My bad.
The people we all want to hear.
Yeah,
You know,
my bad.
Don't worry, you're doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, you're good. You know, I just want to, make it more loud.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
But later on, though, like I said, from that, Darla was her name. She passed away. I was in biology class with her at Lone Star College, though, and she drew this tree, like just very sketched out real quick. She's an artist, and within 2 minutes, I'm like, man, I want that tree. Like I always wanted a tree tattooed on my side. And she's like, I want to be a tattoo artist too. I was like, well, let me keep that, and you're gonna tattoo that on me. She's like, bet whatever.
Yeah.
And everything happened, but I mean, I went and got the thing. I mean, this is her drawing. He's got her signature on it, so.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
damn, that's cool.
she was life changing. I've had a lot of great things happen since then, but yeah, the reflection thing is just everything I try to, say or bring to the world. I just hope it helps. I just hope it helps.
Right.
Is it just me? But like my whole time my mouth's been open. I don't know. You know this, but that's deep.
Yeah, for sure.
Put my
100%.
glasses on that one.
Yeah.
My turn.
That's deep. Yeah, hey, I felt that. Like,
Facts.
I appreciate it.
respect.
So would you say writing all these lyrics was basically your way to kind of like express, I guess, what she inspired within you to?
She inspired me to really know what I mean. Like you don't play with people in the game of life. You play the cards that you're dealt and stuff like that.
Right.
I felt that like my talent and what I knew I could do, I didn't possess that confidence, I guess, to let you know, like, dude, you can do anything, really.
Right.
I mean, I'm not a freestyler, like I'm a writer,
I was gonna ask that. That's crazy because I was like, I want to know what your freestyle because I'm a freestyler.
Yeah.
I can freestyle. Come off the dome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in a music group together.
Yeah.
We're on a music team.
Yeah.
And that's why we got our chains on, Legendary Music Team. Now we're Legendary Money Team.
There we go. Go.
Yeah. So I heard that you're a lyricist.
Yeah,
and
I'm like a freestyle writer. Like I go to a beat in my head. But sometimes I'm just not. And actually, it's funny because Jerry,
my brother. Yeah.
Shout out to
shout
Jerry.
out to Jerry.
We're cousins. That's my cousin.
Yeah.
You already know.
The first time I heard a freestyle was up when your parents were when we were upstairs. And Jerry just busted it. That nigga busted just a freestyle. I was like, because me and Jerry used to hang out back in the day, before that. And then one time we met up again, and we were in my truck at a parking lot of Kroger. I was like, man, teach me how to freestyle a little bit. And he just killed the beat in my truck. And he goes, all you gotta do is to think about the next line. But he's like, but once you
just rhyme.
But once you figure it out, though, you learn how to let it roll though. But
something like that.
That nigga just killed it on that. And I was like, all right, cool. So I got some good little freestyles, maybe, but no. I want to sit down. I want to overthink. I want to make sure it's hitting right.
That's honestly how it goes.
Yeah.
If you try to tell someone how to freestyle, just like rhyme and go with the beat.
Yeah.
That's all you can tell.
Yeah. Right.
Because it's not going to help when you say that, though. I was just like, damn, what?
I know, because I've gone through that with beats. That's why he's like, that don't help.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to tell him that shit. Because we'll be in the car after a long session hanging out. Maybe we had dinner together or something. We'd be in the car, play some beats, and we start freestyling. Of course, I start carrying the freestyle. I'm like, beats, come on. I don't freestyle. But he raps. But he don't freestyle. No, I'm good. I'm like, bro, just do what you do.
Pen and
when
paper? That's my freestyle right there.
Yep.
Yeah, I did mention, I mentioned, he was more of a writer.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
you
saying?
did mention that. Because I was like, because when I heard that you're like a ghostwriter lyricist, I was like, oh shit, we could maybe have a freestyle session. We could just go spit, it's not even like a battle. It's just like you spit, I spit, you spit, I spit type shit. Because I could just do that shit off the top of the dome.
Like I said, right now, if I just started writing something, just talking though, it would come across a lot quicker than with the beat behind it.
Right.
I can't write for shit, and that's the irony of it. And he can even vouch for that. Every time we'll do a song together, I would start off writing, and I just go off the grid.
You have to at least get the first line or the second line, and then he everything else I freestyled that. I was like, really? Really? All right.
That's like my son Devin. He does the
Yeah.
same thing. He
Well,
just goes
100%.
off the thing. Like,
Yeah, man, because like I just can't stick to the script. That's
Right.
why I knew I can't act.
right.
Because like I'll be reading the script, I'm just gonna be, hey, well, I feel this right.
Yeah, improvising.
Yeah, I'll start
everything.
improvising, and then like, wait, that's not. Wait, they'll be reading the script like that's not aligning.
Right. Like, was it better though? I mean,
Well, exactly. I'm
Did it
fixing
work?
moves. Exactly.
You be spinning some shit though, so hey.
Thank you,
Hey.
thank you, bro. That's the point. It's like it's about the moment. Right?
Now for you, like, what's your process like? Do you write first and then listen to the beat and try and put the writings to it, or do you listen
That's
to a
a
beat?
great question.
Do you listen to a beat, get inspired to write something because like the cadence or the sound of it will get you to like go somewhere with it? You see what I'm saying?
So a lot of stuff that I write to you, I call it freestyle write to him because I literally I just
Freestyle, right? Tune.
yeah, like freestyle writing to him. Like I send him.
He'll send me.
I'll send you like
That's like your own self-coined term.
exactly
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
And so
'Cause
like
I never heard that shit before.
so I'll think about
That's
it,
interesting.
you know, and it will start with like maybe one day I'm on Rome, but dun, 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 you know. So then I'm just writing in my own head,
Right.
and just trying to come up with lyrics and stuff that stay on point because I always get off topic when I'm more on a beat that I'm freestyling to, pretty much, you know. But I've had a couple that like, man, they really can, like right when you hear that first drop, you know, and that first line comes out of your head, you're
Exactly.
like, all right, I'm about to do
I'm about to go in on
I'm
this.
about to do this. Like, you know, like the
I know
other one.
exactly what
That's
you're
how.
talking about.
That's how it's supposed to
The
be.
musicians know, yeah, exactly. We
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
know.
I mean, right when you hear that
That's
beat,
all
and right when you're
they
like,
know.
and it's
They
just
know
like
about it.
boom, and like then you write off of that, you know,
Right.
like
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Okay.
that's my process though. Writing is more like it's more of a poetry, but with the beat in my head, I guess.
Right.
You know,
Okay.
because I'm not good
Yeah,
on
that's how it
freestyling,
goes.
but you know, on certain songs I've got on that I've actually written something to, I think they'll come out really well on the cadence of
crazy.
it, part of it. You know, like you
Right.
said. at one
I have
point,
a
you know.
theory that
Right.
the way we think of music is like opposite, but then like because we have such strong mindsets of music, like we understand music so well that our opposite viewpoints because like the way he dissects it, I'm not hearing it like it's the opposite of how
Right.
Right.
It's like fucking
Yeah.
my brain,
Yeah.
but
Now-
I understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like keep going.
Yeah, for me, like, okay,
Interesting.
and I'll go to the beat side of things, like, because you know I do the beats, so like,
Yeah.
for me, I usually put the sounds together first, and then the drums will come after the sound, right? I'll put together the chords, I'll put together whether it be the pianos, the strings, or the synthesizers or whatever. I'll get all that together first.
Yeah.
Then the drums. Some people start with the drums and then put the sounds on top of it, like
Right.
the strings or the pianos or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've realized that my way, doing the sounds first, is not really a common way to go about it. People usually get the drums
Exactly.
going, and then they'll put the piano and the strings.
Exactly.
You know what I
Or
mean?
they have it
gotta
on
get
their
that rhythm.
mind first.
Yeah, they have it, yeah,
I don't even know
yeah.
how to make this thing.
You're right, right. Yeah.
Valid.
So,
Yeah.
Valid, bro.
So, do you have like a specific like place that you feel like you're always inspired at or anything like that?
Oh, that's a good question, man. It's normally later at night when I'm kind of reflecting on my day, I would say, really.
Decompose.
Yeah,
Sitting
and
down,
then like
drinking something or something like
yeah,
that.
or you
Like
know,
your day's over with,
kinda
decompose, and
yeah.
just relax.
and then I really there's times like some nights you don't want to write.
Right.
Sometimes you're not like inspired by anything, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you were like, you know, tell my wife, I'm like, I'm gonna go out in the garage for a little. I'm gonna pick up some stuff. That never happens.
Yeah.
I'm out there. She'll come out like an hour later. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Just writing." So it's just those times really where I really love writing, and like sometimes I don't. There's some days you don't want to do it. Other days you're like, man, let's take this time. You know, I mean, that trash can't get out in the morning. It's all good. You know, I mean, some other things aren't that important. And
Like
other than-
educationally, were you more of a literary type of person? Were you like more English and all that stuff? Like as far as subjects go, in school and all that.
like, I mean,
well, like strengths.
I mean,
were you always that?
my strengths on maybe, but maybe not. I don't know. I mean, like I did good in high school and stuff like that.
Like,
you know?
what I'm trying to get at is that, like, were you always like this literary type of person?
So it not until 19 when I moved to Tulsa did I
Oh,
realize that I
Post high school.
yeah, huh? Yeah, no, like I said,
After high school,
I moved up, for a girl, and I was there 6 months. Worst ice storm in
I
Tulsa's
like
history.
where he's getting at with this.
and-
It's
and
always a woman.
Yeah,
This is gonna be a perfect segue from my clip.
in 50 years, it was the worst ice storm in Tulsa. Okay, I had a '05 Silverado with 22s with the silver lip, blacked out, and I had the lip, man.
I love the
details.
I love the
You
details.
tell-
Exactly the
Yeah.
detail, like
Yeah.
you can actually see the Silverado.
I get there, it's moved the whole apartment in, and like I said, it hits, and I'm not rolling around, and so where that girl lived at was like at Owasso, which is like a Houston to Katy. you know?
Okay.
And so I got snow or iced in at their house for like 3 days. Now they used to, if you would go back to their back fence though, you could see Garth Brooks' house,
Oh, shit. Okay.
like in the distance, and like no joke.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it's so random, right?
One
Yeah.
time,
And so I get stuck there for 3 days, and then they can ice me out from their driveway. But when you come into that neighborhood, it goes down like this, like really steep, and then you go up like a little one. So I'm up there. They're like, "You can go."
Yeah.
Tired of you obviously spending the night with my daughter. So I get down that thing though, and I'm coming back up to that. That thing was huge, dude. They had a runoff, so all I did, I started up. I have obviously street tires, 22s, my black Silverado with
right on 22.
well, yeah, with 10 sandbags in the back, to weight my stuff down. And so
It is a Silverado.
yeah. And so I get up. Ain't happening. Go back. Get up. Ain't happening. And there's snowbanks, ice banks. So I get up finally.
Oh shit!
No, and
you're so right. Climate.
And finally, the last one, I was like, well, here we go. So I just gun it.
Just
Damn.
go.
Halfway up this hill, I'm sideways. I'm like, come on.
You're like
Hey,
19?
come on.
How
I'm
old
like,
are you?
come on, just me and the truck together. I got it this way. I'm like, boom. And I finally hit that little lip. I'm like, yeah, dude. So,
How old are you?
I'm 19.
I just wanted to make sure.
Damn.
I could have gone.
did
I
that.
could have. You could have never seen me back there ever again after that. My truck got me through it, man.
Oh,
And then I
man.
drove another 15 miles back to my apartment.
Yeah,
I
you're
just
right.
slept after that.
Hell yeah.
Hey,
I had to
Todd,
sleep that one off.
you're
Yeah.
rocking the mic, bro.
Yeah. No, that was a good story though, but
Yeah. You killed that.
But
That was
yeah,
funny.
so that relationship didn't work out, and
Like most of them.
yeah, and like I said, I was too shy at the time, I guess, when I was younger, to be like, hey, I want to sing, or I want to try to sing, or not everyone's like just completely capable right off the bat. Not everyone's
Right.
just gifted,
Yeah.
and I mean, I couldn't sing a lick of music back in the day. I can hold a tune now.
Yeah.
Right.
To where
I know.
it's
Me
decent,
too.
you know,
Me too.
Right.
but that makes me feel proud of that because I worked on
too.
that, you know.
Right.
100%.
Yeah.
Once I found the note,
Yeah.
I hold that note
Exactly, yeah.
to my heart.
Exactly. Like that's my sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But like I said, so we broke up. Yeah, I should have never gone up there. Well, actually, I'm glad I went up there because I started writing. So my first rhyme on this beat off of KA Beats or something like that, back off of that other thing you would download beats on. I can't remember.
Yeah. For sure.
But real cats writing real rhymes. That was my first rhyme on a beat.
Real cats writing real rhymes.
I wish I
That
still
sounds
have it
pretty
written
crazy
down.
though when you say it though out loud.
The fact that he remembers his first lyric. that he ever wrote.
Real cats writing real rhymes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you know. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And then my buddy came up,
That's
crazy.
and
The flow.
we went on like a little freestyle thing on the thing, but I put on a zero, like I'm a soldier.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so for the first time in front of my buddy, like I hit about 8
Soldier.
bars, I think, like an 8-bar freestyle that was like, yeah, dude. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Catch somebody off guard.
you felt it.
Yeah.
Like he looked at me, he was like, what? I'm like, I don't even know, man.
I heard that shit in a minute.
Yeah.
I'm a soldier.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't even remember that.
Yeah.
Soldier.
I'm a
Yeah.
Put
soldier.
it in my holster.
Yeah.
Bro, what? Oh man, I ain't heard that in a
Yeah, zero game.
Man, ABN's all, bro.
Oh yeah,
Man, Ace all day, bro.
hell
You know
yeah,
where we from.
all day.
So let me ask you. So okay. So let me paint a scenario for you, right? Like a music scenario. So would you rather be, a a ghostwriter for a major artist, or would you rather start your own career, be on the forefront with your own lyrics, with your own like? Or does it not matter to you? Would you rather go either route with it?
That's a great question because we have our answer, me and Bees.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna just say we're independent. We not doing the label.
Because you know some
we're not
people
doing the label shit.
Because some people
Selling your soul.
some people will go the ghostwriter route, and then eventually they break out into their own.
Yeah.
Or they'll be like, you know
Like
what?
Dream, Neo.
Yeah, like
Great
those
examples.
Right, they'll be getting
They're
paid.
ghostwriters first.
Right, they'll be getting paid to give their lyrics out to other people. Like people.
But then you
give
have
them a
Gilly
check.
the Kid, who
Right,
just stayed in the ghostwriting shit.
right. So
Hey,
you
but
know,
he's still good.
Yeah, it was a
Right.
pretty
He's
cold
still
though.
good, but
Yeah.
he's still good,
yeah,
and he stayed in that background.
right.
Yeah.
So
You did do either or.
for you, like, what's your take on all that? Like, what route would you, or do you not care which route? I mean, or is it even something that you would consider be like, you know what, if someone gave me X amount of dollars, they sent me a check for like $5,000 just for me to write a verse for them or a couple verses, like, okay,
Hey,
Yeah.
man.
like,
Hey, shit.
yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Hey, then.
That's definitely what I want to do. I would
Okay.
be on the background because
Me too. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm not that, like, I'm more of like a social, like, I would like to still do my own type of music, but like something on social media. Like, I'm not going to be
Right.
playing shows and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
you
right,
know?
right,
I want
right.
to be rocking everyone else's shows and stuff.
Right.
Hey, get me up in there for a little bit with my 8-bar.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yep.
You know, like,
Exactly.
Yeah, because-
support. It's like he doesn't want to be the Red Ranger. He's cool with being blue, black, green.
Yeah.
right.
But you're a Power Ranger still,
Right.
nonetheless.
Now,
But
because
you don't
there's
have
a-
to be the
I
main
like that
character.
analogy though.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people.
I'm cool with being Zach.
Yeah.
I'm the Black Ranger. I'm black. Cool.
Nah, because there's a
I'm
lot
still
of
strong.
there's a lot of
Oh,
people.
I'm-
There's a lot of people in the
Orbit
industry.
time, nigga.
Yeah.
Fuck you mean?
There's a lot of people in the industry that do that. Like they're ghostwriters and they're getting paid. They're living quiet lives.
Yeah.
Like they're in the back. But then later on, you'll
But that's
find out.
why Miller, the one that was writing for Drake, Miller,
Quentin Miller.
Quentin Miller, yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
like,
he
and
got
then you
it,
find
yeah.
out, you're like, damn, you wrote all that guy wrote this
Right,
for you,
yep.
like,
And
right.
if you find out
Okay.
what Quentin Miller wrote,
Yeah.
like he wrote some big shit. That's
Right.
why he got mentioned.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of like a
It's
cool
just a great
little
example of modern day.
yeah,
version.
it's a cool little subtle flex, like where
Yeah.
you're like, you know what, yeah, like that dude is actually the real Drake. It's
Right.
not you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
This
just
fool
had
was
to
writing
settle
all his
for it.
lyrics.
That's
You know what I'm
it.
saying?
we knew you weren't writing that.
You know what I'm
Cuddy
saying?
with Kanye to this
Yeah.
2 degrees.
Yeah.
People don't
Yeah.
know that.
Ice Cube wrote for so many
Bro,
people.
he
Yeah.
wrote for
Oh,
so
NWA.
many people.
And-
bro.
yeah,
NWA
all of them.
overall.
He wrote
Easy.
for like
Dr.
all
Dre?
of them. Yeah.
Easy E,
Yeah.
Dre,
Like, come on.
like
man.
yeah. So
People don't even know
It's
that
hard to
shit.
find it, well, especially bigger artists that actually write their own. I mean, all of them.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
Especially females. It's
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah.
It's so
Well,
sad.
females
You know
and-
the niggas be writing for the
so
females.
many. It's sad
Right.
for exactly. That's what makes it so sad for the female rappers that niggas are writing for them. Even though they still sound like females, they're giving female bars,
Yeah.
but it's niggas.
Yeah,
like
right.
niggas are acting like females,
Yeah.
giving them bars.
Yeah.
well, prime
That's
example,
so
prime
fucked up.
example of that would be Jay-Z and
Glorilla?
well, I was gonna say Jay-Z
Okay.
and Foxy Brown.
Yeah,
I mean, what if like,
Jay-Z was writing a
that
lot of
was
Foxy
the
Brown.
close. That was the beginning of it.
Yeah,
He was the first
yeah.
female like ghostwriter, like ghostwriting for females with Jay-Z for Foxy Brown.
And then
That was the first that you.
If you
that
wanna
was
be-
like known.
right, and if you want to keep it local, it was for the Ghetto Boys, Willie D, Scarface, Bushwick Bill. Willie D was writing for Bushwick Bill.
Yeah,
So
Scarface was the musician,
yeah, Scarface
then-
was the
and Willie D
musician.
was the lyricist.
yes.
Willie D. I met Willie
That's-
D before, actually.
Oh, you met him?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I follow his channel on YouTube
Yeah,
all the
I
time.
got another
bro.
weird
Yeah,
story
we-
after
we
this one,
are-
too. So,
Okay.
We're
Yeah,
big
you got-
time.
okay, you
We're
gotta
big
tell-
time supporters of
So
Willie D.
so wait,
We're
let's
big time
wait, let's get right
supporters
to it. Hold on.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Wait, so you
Hey,
met Willie?
while we're
yeah,
here.
you met Willie.
Yeah.
D?
While we're
Okay,
here.
okay,
All right,
yeah, yeah.
so
Okay.
this other job I used to work at is an HVAC company, but the owner also had a studio and stuff like that. They had like the old analog stuff back in the day when I got there. I was
What
just-
year was this? Around that?
This is all right. So my son's 11. We're 12. So you're looking at 2013 is when I first got the job originally. 2013.
Okay.
And so a couple of so I get there. I'm not the delivery driver for the HVAC part of it.
Damn.
Yeah, my buddy was the sound technician guy, and we built out studios. And so about 2 years go by about the build out, and so originally DJ Sice came along. If
Okay.
you know, from New Orleans.
Yeah.
And so he met Todd, my buddy, actually. I call him Machine Gun Kelly. Machine Gun Daddy. My bad.
Okay.
But yeah, I go by TJ. But
He
yeah,
resembles him.
we used to have long hair together. I mean, it was our souls connected years and years ago. Like I said, he's like 64. He's amazing. You know, so yeah, no, I mean,
Okay, keep
he
going.
probably still working and building walls right now. No, he's awesome. But yeah, DJ Size came through, and then we made this crazy video, this 420 video. It was a song that Todd, Machine Gun Daddy, had wrote.
Yeah.
30 years beforehand, because he's a guitarist and stuff like that. And it's called Big Fat Bones. So it was a Smoker song. And so he was like, well, I want to remake this. And I was like, all right, cool. So I had already a 16 bar to it. I dropped it down to an 8. And DJ Sice took over the videography of it. Young Gay was right before me on the track. And then Ghetto Twins were behind me.
Yeah.
But my A bar, it was pretty cool just to be around that day, because they didn't know who I was, and like we were playing it, they're like, who the f-? And I was like, that's me, you know. They're like, dang. So yeah, it was a great part of that.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That was 2013.
Yeah.
Shout out
It's
2013.
2025.
And then somehow,
This fool man Willie D.
yeah,
In 2013. I'm sorry,
somehow
I'm
my
sorry,
buddy,
Ken.
the producer that built the studio, the other side, Machine Gun Daddy, Willie D comes through. I mean, they have videos at the place. I mean, I met him and stuff. It was only for a brief moment on that one, but
Yeah.
you know, that was super cool.
That's cool.
You
That's
know?
what's up.
It's like 6 degrees of separation.
Yeah.
That's straight up.
That's funny how you
That's
said
all
that, because
took.
we had a whole episode. Well, not a whole episode, but we dedicated
have
a
a
lot
clip.
of.
There
We
is
have
a
a lot
clip.
of a good chunk of one
It's
episode.
on Instagram.
Yeah, I was talking about the 6 degrees of separation
Yeah.
concept. Like, you're 6 people away
Yeah.
from
I'll
knowing
be bringing
everybody
that
on
up.
the
You know how
planet.
real it is?
Exactly.
I think that I can get them to pull up the clip right now just to flex.
Yeah.
On my Instagram, go to my Instagram right now, the Cameroon Goon on Instagram, and pull up my cousin talking on the podcast about that shit. I think.
Oh,
that-
you-
and
you-
that-
you-
I
that's the
got
clip
it.
we're about to play? Oh, shit.
I wanted to
I didn't even know he had this
I'm
clip.
about that shit.
Yo,
Like, for real.
I
Like,
didn't
y'all,
even
can
know.
y'all do that, please?
Oh, wow.
Quincy and
Okay.
Marcus.
This is gonna
Pull
be
up
interesting.
The
I think this is the
Cameroon
first-
Goon, the Cameroon THE, my Instagram, the
got
Cameroon
this.
Goon. And all you gotta do is see our podcast shit, where you see my list of shit, and then you can just pull up the clip of the 6
Wait.
degrees, and it's him talking.
Well, make sure
It's
they
just
can
him
make sure
talking.
they can pull it up though.
No,
Like,
they can pull it up. They can pull it up.
Okay. I
Trust
was
me.
just-
I believe in. I trust the
Make sure
process.
Quincy
Watch.
you do it.
Manifest
You know
it.
what I'm saying? Yeah.
Oh no, it's not even just manifest. It's knowing.
Well,
I bet
Watch,
they're like,
it's gonna happen,
I don't think
Watch,
so.
bro. Watch, bro. They will
But-
say something if otherwise.
okay.
It'll be funny, but like, we can't do it.
I think you're about to say something. I think-
think.
Yeah, he did say something. What,
Yeah.
But
what happened? Yeah, yeah.
oh, okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
Cool,
It's
cool,
coming.
cool.
We're good.
Cool.
You got it.
I never doubted nothing.
But
Yeah,
basically,
facts.
real quick, it was basically me explaining like you're 6 people away from knowing everybody. So I gave an example. I said I have a homie right now who I used to work with, good friend of mine. He's a wrestler, professional wrestler in AEW, which is like the competitor. You know how you like WWF and WCW and all that. So AEW is like the WCW of today, and then you have WWE still. So my homie, he's in AEW, and he's like with Chris Jericho and like all these like famous like wrestlers from back in the day, and he's like on TV with these guys every day. So I was like, yeah, you know, I'm probably only like 3 people away from knowing The Rock. You know what I'm saying? Or Stone Cold Steve Austin, right? So like, I know my homie is a wrestler.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Another bit.
And when he
You
said
know?
that shit, it hit me different. Like, I've experienced that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, literally. Us with Sauce Walker.
Right.
Yeah.
I have a song with Sauce Walker.
Right.
People that realize what Sauce Walker is when it comes to Houston, or like Sauce Walker's personal assistant was on Fresh and Fit yesterday.
Oh, that's random.
How about that?
That's random.
How about that? And I have a song with him.
Yeah.
I have a song with this nigga that's unreleased that no one knows about. I have a song with this nigga, and his personal assistant was on one of the biggest controversial podcasts
Yeah.
last night.
Yeah.
And I can say that.
Yep.
Like, this is just one of the many things that I've experienced through life.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
are all going through life the way.
It's like
that's
you
why,
either you know somebody who knows somebody who
sixth
knows
degree.
somebody
Yeah.
who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows that person. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
like,
So-
that's why when he said that shit, like, you can't make this shit up.
Yeah. You know.
And that's why when you regurgitate it, that's why I want to bring up the clip.
Yeah.
Because it's
Yeah.
on my Instagram as a little short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On my Instagram. That's why all you got to do is pull up my Instagram and go to it doesn't take long. It's probably like within the top 8 to 10 clips I have.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, we gotta go through the
you
challenge.
don't
Yeah,
gotta scroll
for
down
sure.
far. You don't have to go far. And you'll see that shit. And you're gonna see him talking about what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And is what he brought to me light and what you're over here.
Yeah.
I was just like, man, full circle, bro.
Yeah.
Like, man, I know y'all got that shit.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, one random thing is that.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So, what's his name? Now the Astros commentator,
The Astros commentator.
Milo Hamilton.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So my mom was the president of the Orbiters Club since '81.
You know, whenever they used to do the national anthem for the Astros,
What?
like they used to have like a common national anthem singer.
Oh, yeah.
Like the most common one.
I've probably seen them. I don't
Okay,
know. I don't
okay.
know. But they used
That,
to
that
do
was
different.
that was our choir singer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've
So
seen some
I used
choirs,
to,
but yeah.
yeah.
You
so,
were in a part of that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
used to go Astros games for free as a kid.
Yeah.
Because our choir singer, like the main choir leader,
Nice.
was the
Was this
primary.
in high school?
Primary. It was like middle school, like elementary, middle school,
Okay.
early high school.
Gotcha.
He was like, yeah. This was like 2000s,
Gotcha.
early to
Yeah.
late 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was that dude
Yeah.
singing the national anthem for the Astros.
Right. All day. Every
Yeah.
day.
And all the youth at that church would go for free
No,
as long
yeah.
as we want to.
And kill it. I'm
Yeah.
sure they
Yeah.
killed it.
Yeah.
You know
We
when you
would
get a
just
good
be- I
choir
would
going
be
down.
out there.
When you get a good choir
Oh,
going down.
what?
Oh,
What,
good.
bro? I would be out there, bro. Free as fuck at those Astros games, right? Not knowing the fuck going on. I don't know
Right.
shit about baseball. I'm a football, basketball,
Yeah, I was
I'm
gonna
there.
ask, did
I'm
they
there.
win?
like,
I was
soccer,
hoping.
MMA, boxing. I don't know shit about baseball. As far as the most respectful sports that I don't know shit about, baseball.
Boom.
I don't understand baseball. Like, I know the least about baseball, but I understand the basics of it. That I
Like
understand,
what?
Yeah.
Like out and fouls and like but like errors. Once they start going deep in and like RBI and all, bro.
Yeah, you know what an RBI is?
No, nigga. That's why I just brought it up. Because
So-
like once you go in deep, I know what an out is. I know what a foul. I don't know.
You know what
like,
a double
Bro.
is? I'm just throwing out
Yeah,
little
right.
simple stuff.
nigga, double, single, what the fuck? No, no. I know what an out. I know what a foul. I know basic,
Infield.
basic,
Foul.
basic shit, bro. I tried to play
Go play some
baseball.
MLB or something.
I tried to play baseball as a kid, and the only thing I could do was outfield because I was athletic enough to catch the ball and shit. But like I couldn't swing, I couldn't hand-eye coordination. I didn't know what to do with catches shit. I didn't understand the rules as far as bases and shit. Bro.
So hopefully you didn't put like your glove on your right hand if your right hand.
No,
He was a
that happened to me at the
I knew
beginning.
it.
He was a
That
mascot.
happened to me at the beginning.
knew it.
Like everybody.
Yeah, I was like, this guy
that's
here.
why he's
I
red in
already
the
knew you
face.
did.
Like,
I already knew you did. That's why I
I
said
feel
it.
comfortable with
Yeah,
them. Why
like,
can't
no,
it
this
go
is
here?
right. No.
Why can't it go here?
Definitely the other way.
Exactly.
Definitely
I
the
look
other
like a
way.
retard.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But caught it. I was like,
Bro,
wait.
I played every single our family, like
The
every
Sandlot.
single sport,
The
bro. I
Sandlot.
tried that
Yeah,
shit.
exactly.
Bro, it was like, yeah, oh shit, we are physical, so let's do more of the physical shit. That baseball shit ain't it.
So what about hitting? Could you at least hit that thing? Like,
No. My hand-eye coordination was ass. My Cyril, my brother, he was better than me. But bro, because like at a point I would close my eyes and swing.
oh wow.
Yeah, because it felt like
Jesus, take
there's
the
a
wheel.
chance.
For real, like,
It's a chance that it might hit me. So I just
Jeez.
Yeah, you was young.
man, yeah. I
But
was-
you
like, that's probably my worst sport. That's
you
probably my
were
worst
you were
sport.
saying back to the
yeah, so,
we went on
I know,
a
right?
huge
Yeah,
tangent.
yeah.
That was
Why
a
did I
big
do
ass
that?
tangent.
But yeah, my mom was the president
Disappointed.
of
I'll
the
never
Orbiters
do that.
Club from '81. They had the same seats in the Astrodome as they went to the to Minute Maid Park originally, what it was originally.
Yes.
But Milo Hamilton was my honorary godfather because my mom knew, like, so every time we would go there on the games and stuff like that, we walk up there, we get in the booth with Milo for a little bit, and just say hi and bye and stuff like that. So that's just kind of like 6 degrees of separation.
Yeah, 6 degrees of separation.
That dude does a lot of people do, so
right. Yeah.
Bro, I met Hakeem Olajuwon because my fucking dad and someone that
I didn't
he
even
was
know
close
that.
to.
I didn't know
I didn't know what the fuck the nigga was. I was like 4 years old. It was while they were winning the championship. I don't know what the fuck.
Who's
Like,
this
that's one of the earliest memories of my life.
tall ass
Bro,
dude?
and that's exactly what happened. And I was like, because you're like, that, like my dad introduced me and my brother. My brother was more happy, and I was just like, who is this tall? Like, yeah, that's your uncle Olajuwon. Like, it's just because they both mutually knew someone.
Yeah.
Right.
And that was the mutual person.
Yeah.
It was just an introduction.
Right,
After a game, we went to the game. After the game, he introduced us, and then we were like, hey, and all that shit, and that's it. And I was just like,
That's it.
that's it. And for me, I was like, this time, it was 1994. I remember that shit. That's the earliest memories of my childhood.
When they won the first championship.
Right.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
I still got both hats.
And the irony is that I'm a Nets fan. Like I didn't know. I would be a Rockets fan if I would have known the importance of that.
Yeah.
That's the fucked up.
Now I'm gonna
Yeah,
switch
go ahead.
gears to another. So I have a question for you.
Yep.
Ooh.
What made you start wanting to do the weather reports? What got you into that?
Oh, wait, you're a weatherman?
No, I'm not.
Hey,
I'm the
why
best
you
in the
always
biz.
lying?
You know who it is.
Yes, you know what that's a bar right there. He said lyricist.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
So this is the most ridiculous story that like.
Okay,
So
go ahead.
I was working in this job. It was this guy owned this house, his AC company. He was out of his house. It was across from Sharpstown High School, which I was actually zoned to back in the day.
Yeah.
I was zoned to back. No, I know
Southwest.
exactly what. Yeah, I was born in Southwest Houston and stuff like
Hey,
that.
let's
Like,
go.
yeah.
Swat shit.
I-
Hey, that's us.
Oh yeah,
That's
I
us.
went to the same high school as Beyonce did. Don't worry about it.
Hey,
No
hey,
flex.
hey.
No flex.
Yeah, I did too.
Let's
I
go.
played AYA for. I played all the baseball.
Hey,
Come on.
that makes a
Yeah.
whole lot of sense now.
But I had gotten this
White chocolate.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I
That's
had
for
to
Jason
throw-
Williams. But
Hey, call me
anyway.
Milk.
know.
Call me Milk.
You know, that's
Body looking like milk.
That's the OG, bro. Come on, man. That was
Yeah, but,
yeah. Go ahead.
So I
digress.
took it was another AC company. I left this bigger one, and I was like, my buddy was there. He was like, dude, it's gonna be awesome. We're gonna build it up. I was like, cool. Didn't happen that way. But so I was driving from my house to Sharpstown every day pretty much, and then leaving. And every day I didn't like the place I was working at all of a sudden. Like I knew the dude. I was like, this is gonna be good. It's gonna be good. It's gonna pay the bills for right now. Hated the guy. He was also a nice guy, but he was set in his own ways. This is his own house. And he has his
it's
own
a job.
he has his barn building
It's
in
a
the
job,
back.
man.
Yeah, you know.
It's a
so
job, man. I know.
and so I was frustrated that I left this other place making better money and now dealing with more stuff. And,
Right.
and every day I would go home at that time, it just started raining. Like just raining. And not stopping raining the whole time, just trying to get back through traffic, you know.
Oh, driving and rain.
I mean, I'm coming 59 in the Beltway, you know, and then going back up the Beltway to I-10. This is all at 5:30, you know.
59.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
During that time
Fuck
too.
59
Yeah.
to the
that's
Beltway.
too
Yeah,
much.
and this is when I really first started recording myself on videos because every weather report I have is just one take. It's just it's me being so upset at the situation. Like I'm like, guess what?
Todd.
It's raining again.
You know what's crazy? I wanted in time. He was telling me this on the way here. I wanted in time to pull up one of your clips.
I don't know
one
which
of
one's
the-
the best, but I mean, they're all ridiculous.
I wanted to send them one of the clips in the email so they could pull it up right now. When you bring it up,
hey, if
and
they
then we
can-
would have brought it up.
if they can, whatever.
But I did send the clip
Yeah,
in time.
yeah.
But
You
like in the field, like bro, in the future, we're gonna be just throwing out.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
And they're
for
so
sure.
like I said, they're never edited. Like if I went through
Raw,
if I went through one, I was like, man, I messed up on the inline. So then
Fuck
I would delete that and just do the same thing over. Never edit it, never clipped it, and stuff like that. So
This is why I
it's just
started
raw
doing
emotion.
on Rap Chat, Beast, on Rap Chat. That's why I started doing why Legend starts doing that on Band Lab. Like, what we will do is that we will do some raw, but then like just clean up the little shit. That's my phone fucking ringing.
Damn, you gotta have
This
show etiquette, man.
Yeah. It's not even my main phone, it's my side phone.
We said that shit at the same time.
Yeah, like,
Show etiquette, bro.
Yeah, no, bro. Nah. Nonetheless, though. Nah. See, now I
you
almost
should
forgot
have
what
been
I
like the
thought.
hoes are
Whoa,
calling.
whoa.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but damn.
Right.
It's all good.
No.
Just hold the L.
Yeah.
Just hold it. No.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold that. No, I'm gonna hold that up.
Man, fuck the story now.
Because I was pretty much done, but I was just making the valid point. Like, God damn it.
That's some hidden knowledge right there.
Right?
Yeah, some
Put
hidden knowledge.
Hey,
Yeah.
hidden knowledge. Put your phone on fucking silent.
Yeah.
Put
So
your
you can
phone on
listen
fucking.
and learn.
Even if you have two phones.
Don't be that one guy.
Yes,
Yeah, right. Exactly.
From the movie theater.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
Message received. Okay, let's go ahead.
So wait.
So it started out of anger. And,
Yeah, out of
uh,
anger, and then
And the only thing that, I think it was funny,
Fuck,
and
man.
I just kept going with it sometimes, but like all of a sudden, it's like, you know who is the best in the biz? And that's it, so.
yeah. Okay.
And some people still do, they'll be like, it's raining, like, where's your weather report at? Because I'm always like, it's raining.
Okay. You see,
Oh, that's dope as
see
hell.
the message.
That's what I'm pointing at.
Yeah,
Wait.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. But look at the screen, bro. Yeah. So that's what it is.
We still got hella time.
Best in the biz.
We still got hella time. Hey, W engineers though.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's dope. I didn't know
Quincy,
you could do that.
Marcus, bro, what?
I didn't know you could do that.
Bro, because like
That's the
fact
first
that-
time.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's
we've been
crazy
doing podcasts in here for a long time. I've never seen that.
You could add his 2 cents for something
Encoded
up there.
messages
Like,
on
yeah.
the TV. Yo, that's what's up though.
I like that.
I like
Well,
that feature. I like
In
that.
other words, let's keep cooking. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Okay, so hold on.
You go. You go.
Do you want to get to your clips right now? No, wait. Before you do,
Yeah, that's what I was getting.
shit, you're down to talk about for whatever, right?
I mean, we can play
Yeah.
some clips, what we want to do.
All right, so I was
Okay,
gonna talk about
yeah.
dating
We
stuff.
can just get your
So
perspective.
I want to
Yeah.
get. So I'm the dating guy.
You're
He's-
you're the dating guy.
Yeah.
He likes to talk about a lot of the dating topics and
Okay.
subjects, and I'm the guy that's more of the historian / like, every now and then we'll bring up music, but we align with sports, music, but I'm more of the historian, like the guy that's like talking about like
Music's our median.
Right.
yeah,
That's
music's the
what
median,
brings us
sports
all
is the
together.
median,
Yeah.
music and sports.
And
but
music and sports is the
But me, I'm more of the guy that's like the informative, educational, knowledge,
Mm.
history kind of guy. You know what
I've
I'm
been
saying?
dating my ass off, so
He's
I know
a
a lot
dating,
about dating.
but then we all wrap everything into one, so
Okay.
it ends up being like an open forum for
There we go.
whoever.
There we
You know
go.
what I'm saying? Like so, yeah.
So I'm gonna bring it into that's how you throw me in.
Let it go.
Boom.
Let it go.
So I'm gonna bring you into the dating aspect. So I heard a lot. That's why whenever you're talking about your previous relationships, and I'm big on giving advice about that, and because I've gone through the who's and everything like that. Yeah.
And again, like someone of yourself who's been through, different
Exactly.
situations in life and relationships.
Oh,
and
yeah,
like,
of course.
So I
you're
like to
currently
pick
you're currently
others'
married,
brain.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yep.
you can kind of
So I
give
like
your
to
2 cents
pick
about
others'
it.
brains.
Yeah.
So like I had my traditional like beliefs and everything, but nothing's absolute. But like I do still have my beliefs that like a man should do what a man's supposed to do. But especially in this time and day, women also can help out. But at the same time, a woman is supposed to do what she's supposed to do. But in this time and day, a man can also help out. But no one should lean more towards being more not their natural biological self, but help than the other. And other people, especially in modernity, as a masses, are like all fluid and like to each his own and everything else, and he's not less than if he does more of this and that, but like it's gonna be more detrimental towards the grand scale. So it sounds good, but it don't say.
Sounds great. but-
Yeah, exactly.
So-
So
so-
reality sets in.
Yeah.
So I guess play the
Yeah.
first
And that's
clip.
me. prompting.
Right.
Whatever clip you want him to play.
Yeah. Play the first clip. If you're gonna play a clip, play the last clip I just sent you first. We could do that one. The recent one, the most recent one. Because like if I'm on point, then it should still be aligned. Because like this one's gonna be surprising. Because this is the most recent one. It's gonna be about it's gonna be something that you might not because it's fresh and fit, but it's recent.
Okay.
I need the details of how you got
the Kendra one. I forgot. I sent this one. This is a good one. Play that one. Because that's the Kendra one.
I need the details of how you got.
So this one is a great.
So
I'm not
let's just
nor-
do this then. Let's go record deny that you were because you was not.
There's not many discussions or conversations that I bring to you guys that I know beforehand are going to go completely off of the rails. But this one absolutely will. I've come back from vacation to this bullshit right here from the Kendra G live show, the dating live show that we've been reviewing over the past couple of weeks. And this conversation is about as despicable and disgusting of a conversation that I have seen on her platform. And I know that I've come from a perspective of kind of like calling out like different hypocritical statements that Kendra G has made as if she's different than members of her audience, right? Calling out modern woman behavior, but then also demonstrating modern woman behavior. We've also talked through the situation between her as well as Corey Holcomb, and kind of poke fun at that. But never has there been a situation as serious as this one, in it which a young man came up to advertise himself on this dating show. He begins to speak about assault that happened to him at the hands of another woman, and to have Kendra G completely and utterly disregard him. Strap yourselves in for this one. In a world where you demonize men for not speaking about what's going on with them. In a world where the self-deletion rate amongst men is 4 times higher than women, where we feel as though we will be ignored, if not laughed at, on the real situations that happen within our lives, we have this conversation right here. You demonize us for it, but then you shit on us when we speak about it. Nevertheless, let's get active.
Papa Dan?
Yeah. It's my company, my business, but yeah. Yeah, so I've been on your show before. Yeah, I've been on your show before, like back in 2022 when you first got
3 years ago.
Yeah, a little minute ago. Yeah, so then that was back when I was in Florida. I live in St. Louis now, so
we've grown so much. We got the Kendra Cam, we got a dating app. So you want to do it again?
I'm here to try again. Different city, new people, you know what I mean? So let's go for it.
Let's go for it. What's your name, sir? You said Pop. So what am I going to call you?
You can call me Daniel, Papa Dan. That's
Daniel. No. Daniel, and you're in St. Louis now?
St. Louis now.
How old are you?
33, going on 34.
It's a full run now. This is her show.
Okay, and
but watch.
What's the zodiac sign?
I'm a Pisces. March 5th, baby.
Okay. You have any kids?
I have a son.
How old is your son?
Pay attention.
He's going to be 2. He's another Pisces, just like his daddy.
Why are you not with the mama?
He's March 10th.
Why are you not with the mama? You had a baby since you've been on my show, too.
Yeah. Another person trying to run the system, try to take advantage,
She
Yeah, you can say that. We won't. We as a man, I can't really run with that narrative because nobody can really believe it. But yeah, I put it on the Bible that that's what happened. But at the end of the day, I'm still an accountable adult. Still gotta do what I have to do in this world, because that is my prodigy. So, nevertheless, how he got here, that's what we doing.
Now, the actual word that she said, I'm going to have to edit out, but it rhymes with grape. Now, he didn't introduce that into the conversation. She said it in sort of like a mocking, kind of joking way. Exactly. And he said, well, it could be something like that. But men can't claim those things. Nevertheless, my prodigy is here, and we're going to move forward. Also, I forgot to mention this, is that after Backlash, she took this video down from her YouTube channel. But shout out to my brother-in-arms, Theo Coop. Guys, go check out his YouTube channel. He actually captured this, sent it over to me, and said, yo, MTR, you got to take a look at this content. And here we are. I'll leave a link to his channel down in the description box. Tell him MTR sent you.
I need the details of how you got about a girl.
She is not a citizen of America. So naturally, if you've been in America illegally, you're going to try to do your best to try to stay. And in your mind and way of thinking, not even if you ask any of your homegirls that's international too, they'll tell you ain't a good idea to just go up sleep with an American dude and just try to have a baby so you can try to stay in America, hoping he will marry you. That's what they be hoping they gonna marry you. No, they ain't gonna get Papa Dan. No.
Papa Dan. So I wanted to explain your side.
What's
With all that being said, you still have to willingly have. This is why I tell, because that's the only way a woman can trap you. But if you willingly have sex with her, then you participated. So did you willingly have sex with her?
I mean, she got me. I used to make wine back then, so. Like I said, on the level of accountability,
see Bill Cosby used he gave you a pill?
For me, I can say on the level of accountability, you know, when a woman wraps their legs around you in the process of you being on top and you trying to relinquish yourself from the situation, and she's saying, no, dude, you ain't going nowhere. You gonna have my baby. And in that moment, as a dude, you're like, all right, well, shit, we gonna do plan B like we normally do. And then she looked at me like, no, we ain't doing that neither. So, you know, I was like,
so again, this is
I've been there.
Hold on. This is the act, and you still went through with it. So how was it?
You know what? You know, women's rights, her body, her choice.
Exactly. So here's the deal: her body, her choice. But you can decide not to put your body inside her body. That
very well. So, and that's the level of accountability that I have in the situation. I used to be a winemaker. She got me drunk off my own supply. I don't ever drink my own supply. 13% alcohol content. She said, "Ooh, Daniel, come and drink this wine with me in the room. I'm gonna bring a glass."
Look at her face.
I ain't trying to, but my dumb self did what it did, and that's just the level of accountability I have for it. So here we are today, you know, trying to hope and pray we can find a wholesome woman that could treat your boy right. Somebody with some knowledge on her side that has been through the trenches. And know how tough it is in this dating pool that got all the piss in it, you know?
This still image right here is worth 1,000 words, both from both actors in this situation. I'll get to the gentleman here in a quick second. A man just described his position or his perception of the situation where he believes that he was set up. She was a foreigner. She wants to not be a foreigner, wants to have baby in order to get ring to move out of foreign country. She incentivized him by enabling a situation to get him drunk. He goes deep inside, raw daddy. At the point of climax, she wraps her legs around him and squeezes tight as he explodes with the idea that plan B was an option. But now, if the brother within all of this didn't say that, no, I am not accountable for anything within this situation, I would absolutely have an issue with this. But let's just take for a second that the situation was flipped. Let's say that it was a guy that enabled a situation for a woman to get drunk within his presence, went deep inside, raw daddy. She said, no, get off me at the point of climax, and he finished deep inside. And let's say that the woman didn't have an option for plan B or didn't have the option for the A word. If a woman told you that story, would you still be sitting over there looking like she is not shit the same way that you are looking at him like he's not shit? The answer is unequivocally no. Because in your mind, you believe that a man cannot be forced to do something that he does not want to do. If at the point of finishing, she locks her legs, you cannot get out, then yes, that is assault. Now, can he be held accountable for even putting himself in a situation for drinking? Absolutely. Could he be held accountable for going raw daddy in this woman? Absolutely. But he's taking accountability for that. But back onto the side of the young man, his issue is that his demeanor while talking about this whole story is laughy jokey. Gentlemen, I tell you guys so much and so often that serious times or serious situations, laughy jokey may not be the demeanor that is necessary to get your point across. And I have a feeling that his nice guyness attitude that we see right here is correlated with him inevitably being taken advantage of from the other woman. If it was a woman who told that exact same story and you did the same thing, that would be referred to as victim blaming. So is this victim blaming? Or are you so concerned with looking down in your comment section of irrational and hurt women that you feel as though you have to side with whatever bullshit they're throwing at you? The feminism that is deeply soaked within your veins, which has led to a lifetime of singleness, is showing. Your bias is leaking.
We're all a work in progress out here, you know?
Hell yeah.
That's the story you really want to tell? So that's the story you really going with?
I'm going to say, you put the words in my mouth when you initially said.
No, you were supposed to. I said that. No, hold on real quick. I said that because you said a woman trapped you. So sarcastically, I said, oh, she you. Right. And then you said yes.
You know what? A man can never be a damsel in distress because at the end of the day, we're supposed to be masculine. We're not supposed to have feelings. But in the whole light of the situation, when we had the pre-conversation about kids, I didn't want to have kids at that time.
So here's the deal. Okay, if you don't want to have kids that time, then your responsibility is A, you don't have sex with her because you don't want to have kids. B, you wear a condom to protect yourself from having kids. And then we can have the grown folks. There is a grown folks pull-out game. So my thing is, regardless of what she said, you are still a man that has to take accountability for participating in the activity.
He's been doing that. How many times he has to tell you?
Let's go record deny that you were not.
In any, I'll just say in any woman's eyes, no. But if I was to talk to a group of men and tell them what happened, it didn't happen to several dudes. We just don't talk about it. These are like stories we don't tell.
How many damn times does he has to tell you? He's not coming from a perspective that he doesn't love his son. He doesn't take care of his son. He doesn't spend time with his son. He doesn't financially provide for his son. He's saying that it's his little prodigy or that he's not taking accountability for the missteps within the situation. But your want to win this argument of the labeling of someone who probably watches you makes you block out all logic and rationale and intelligent thinking as he's speaking to you. The man at this point is trying to move along from the conversation to go up there what he thought he was doing there. But now you are holding his feet to the fire or holding him down within a conversation that you weren't involved in. You don't know the truth. So to say what he was or what he wasn't is absolutely ridiculous.
But at the end of the day, my perception is my perception of what really happened. Only I and the person that had the child that and decided to be a single mother, because a lot of times,
look at her face.
You don't understand. There are women striving out here to be single mothers. They do not want men in the picture.
Dan, listen, hold on real quick. I'm not disagreeing with her intentions, right? Maybe her intentions were to get pregnant by you, to stay in America. There's no disagreement there.
Right.
The intentions of what you're describing could very well be true. The disagreement is you claiming to have been...
Okay.
Like, that's the disagreement.
Discrepancy wise, so I can give you so we can move on. I got drunk off my own supply of wine that I made that I squished with my hands. You serve me wine, you force it down my throat.
He's not a drinker,
I get drunk. Now, every woman's story is that they get drunk and they get instantly the man is guilty. He goes to jail, lock away the key in the chamber of secrets. But like I said, in America, realistically, that will never be the man's narrative. And that's why hold on. Let me finish. That's why when you said that.
I'm going to let you finish.
Of course she's not.
Sure.
You are telling the wrong story. When those women are using the example of they have passed out, right? So these are women that if they were drugs, they will say that they were not even coherent.
No, that's not it. It could be it. But these women will wake up, go to a gender studies class, and now claim that that situation had happened before because they had been intoxicated. They are now a assault victim. This is happening on college campuses each and every day, which is why I tell the young G's that look at the content on this channel, don't even go out and drink with them. Don't even do it, because if you do, you are thereby heavily increasing the chances that it might bite your ass in the morning when she regrets her decision. You asserting that means that you have absolutely no idea. You continue to demonstrate lack of empathy and or understanding for men. And again, women who do not understand men are the women that end up single and lonely the entirety of their life. Let's proceed.
In the act of sex,
I'm telling you that I wasn't coherent.
No, you are coherent because you told me exactly what happened. You told me she was on top of you. You told me that.
I told you I was on top of her. She put her legs around me.
Either way, you are telling me exactly what happened in the sexual activity. So you were not. You were conscious. So you can't use that as an example. And conscious, only thing you can say is if you don't remember nothing, and then that would still be hard because it was like.
he says,
the
last thing he says is that if it was Kevin Samuels, and he would completely understand my side. And that's the last thing. No, that's the last thing he said.
He said, okay.
Before the end of the clip.
Okay.
He was like, so if it was Kevin Samuels, he would understand my side, and that's the whole problem with this situation.
So okay, let's ask the guests.
All right.
What do you think?
Let's
get your take. Agree or disagree?
What do you think about?
Kim is relative,
right? What do you think about all of that? Like, what's your take on that? Like, what do you?
Man,
when it comes to men, women, and
because your reactions, your facial
these kind of grape situations.
Yeah,
we can't say the actual word, but you know what I mean,
right? Dude, that's a hard situation to talk on. But straight up though, I remember back being in. Not saying I obviously did the great thing at all, obviously, but
right.
I'm 38. I'm 38 now and stuff. I've been married twice. I had a girlfriend before that was 5 years. So I mean, but you remember high school days or college days and stuff like that. I mean, you saw a lot of things. I mean, I didn't go to college, but I'd go visit people like at A&M, at 18, and like you see the girls that are church, daughters of the
Excuse me,
and them go wild and stuff like that.
Right.
Like wild. Like
yes.
Exactly.
Like a roommate of someone I went to, like, she wasn't she was a,
I know.
Yeah.
And like cooking. a week there, she was like, she already hit like 4 dudes. I'm like, oh my God, dude. So, but that type of stuff, dude, you gotta be careful, especially when you're younger. But that type of stuff, dude, I mean, but you have girls that you think that aren't crazy as hell.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking more of obviously younger years, but they'll trap you, dude. They'll trap you.
But this is honestly, this type of clip and everything is towards more of a younger crowd.
Yeah.
Like towards the future. We're trying to preempt them.
Yeah.
They hit on something real briefly though in that clip where I want to highlight, like, a man can't really be a victim. Like, we got to just suck it up. Like, whatever we're going through emotionally or whatever. Yeah. I'm not saying men should be out here emotional, like,
all the time.
But when we're but when we're going through something, like, we got to just keep it in. We can't put it out there.
Unless
what I'm saying?
Privately with one another. Like, privately with one another, other guys.
Right. We can't just be like, look, this happened to us. Like, we were a victim.
Prime example, like, girls that go on TikTok.
Right.
And post about their experiences. And emotional.
Right.
Yeah. Imagine a dude doing that.
Right.
He a bitch.
And then it has the background track. Like the Titanic song. Or Sarah McLachlan.
Right.
And tell me the comment section is not going to be brutal, bro.
Blown up.
You think the females would get behind it, though?
Yeah.
The females would get behind it, though, and be like, I understand.
So but I'm going to tie this.
Hey, guess what? Even if they do get behind it, and right before Cuzzo steps in, right? Even if they do get behind it, they might think, "Oh, that's an opportunity," and they'll shoot the shot with all of them and get nothing out of none of them.
For sure.
How about that?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Cuzzo.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say, and I was gonna wrap into this is why people like yourself have writing where we write stuff like, and it don't even have to be about grape. It could be about just hardships of life. You know what I'm saying? Like, we as men, we can't like publicly exert that and be like, we have to do find outlet.
Thought of as like a misogynist.
Yeah. We have to find outlets like writing.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Lyricism, like put it on paper.
Find certain people you can talk to and let it out. Yeah,
exactly.
Sure.
Yeah. It's more frowned upon for us to go find a therapist or, instead of a female going to go get help. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I agree with that too. Yeah. And we keep it down so low because we don't want to blow up.
Exactly.
It's like a ticking time bomb.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I should just go punch pillows or fences for a little while and I'll come back.
Go for a drive. You know what I mean? Like, go do
that's
something.
why I be missing.
It'll be like 5 hours.
That's why I miss back when I used to be in martial arts and stuff, because, like, man, when it comes to that, how to displace your anger and shit, like, it wasn't nothing like hitting the bag or sparring or some shit.
Right.
Like, man, bro.
I go punch my pillow.
Bro. I
assault my pillow so bad.
When you mentioned that, I'm like, I can't blame that. Maybe I could get into going ground and pound on my pillow and just throwing elbows and all that.
Exactly.
I'm like, really?
All day.
Yeah.
That might help.
Because the first time I hit a fence when I was mad, I was like, I shouldn't do that. Pillow's a lot softer.
Because, like, back when I used to do martial arts, like, I used to hit the heavy bag.
Yeah.
And that shit would help.
Yeah.
But, like, now, I haven't done that shit in years. I don't have that vice to go to.
Push that pillow, man.
Right.
Fuck that fucking shit. I'm gonna pin that hole in the water.
Exactly.
It's just like I'm gonna hold out.
Yeah. Hey, DDC him. Get a long pillow.
Like, because I'm a taekwondo guy too. I'm a kicker, so I'm gonna fucking pin
Choke
that
slam
shit.
that thing.
Oh yeah, it's fucking wrestling fucking.
So let me ask you.
Okay,
let me ask you
go ahead,
this. This is a random question, just random. Do you still, Kyle Hrisick, do you still speak to him?
Dude, that's the funniest thing. So I was about to cut and say this. So I talked to him last night on the phone.
Okay.
I literally did. And I had two things that he wanted me to ask you.
Oh, yeah, he wanted to ask me?
Well, no, because I was like,
he already got him preempted.
Well, I had my little notes real quick, but I was like, hey, I'm going on Gianni's, Junior's thing tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then he brings up all the other clips and stuff.
With 28 minutes.
Okay.
And so, all right, so here real quick.
Here we go. All
right. So it's only two major things, but these are funny though.
Yeah.
All right. So you were in Miss Orm's class in 7th grade science with him, right? Miss Orm's?
Yeah.
All right.
Was it Miss Orms or was it Miss Ortman? It was something like that.
Something like
that.
Yeah.
Started
with an O.
Yeah, started with
the same thing. Yeah.
That's Cinco?
Yeah.
No, this was at
it was a Cinco?
Beck Junior High.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Beck Junior High.
Yeah. So he was like, dude, we were in 7th grade science. I was like, oh, cool. I was in Miss Bailey's class.
I remember Miss Bailey.
Yeah.
You want to know a funny story about
that? Okay.
You want to know about 7th grade science?
Yeah. So straight up. And she was
That's
like.
25 years.
Yeah. So she was like a younger blonde, whatever. Like, she wasn't a bad looking teacher from back in the day. So I'm in 7th grade, so it's like
back in the day.
It's like well, I mean, it was, we were that age, but it was like probably 99,
98, 99.
So I'm in her science class, and she's married now, so she'll never hear this probably. But but I walked up like to get my test, like, Todd, come get your test, boom.
Mm-hmm.
So and she goes, hey, I'm like, what's up? She goes, you know what's funny? I'm like, what's funny? She goes, well, you know those name generators? This is back in like AIM days and stuff like that, like AOL dial-up area-ish, Like, I was like,
yes,
of course we do. Of course we're trying to match each other's last names of people that we know in class. Are we destined for each other?
Yeah, right.
But no, so she goes, well, somehow someone put your last name in and my maiden name in, and we're 100% match. I'm like, what?
What the?
So that's the only time I think I ever got hit on by a teacher.
Yeah.
And I also got a pretty good score on the test. So
a teacher tells you
yeah. So,
but how tall?
You clip it up.
We go. How tall were you?
Let
me ask you this question. This is a segue question. Just a tangent question off of what she just proposed. How tall were you, and how tall was she at that time?
I mean, she was probably
shorter than you.
No. She was. I mean, I was probably like 5'6".
5'6"
Yeah, I mean, I was always a little taller and stuff like that.
And how tall is she in general? Were you already taller than her?
I didn't link up after 7th grade.
No. My point is that were you already taller than her?
No.
Oh, she was taller.
No, she was a taller, like skinnier, like she was a good looking one, but it was just. And no joke, I'm not making this up because there's no reason not to. There's no reason to make this up. It was just so weird looking back. I'm like, why did she say that?
That's why I was trying to understand.
Someone got a hold of her maiden name.
Yeah.
And was that you? Was that you doing that?
Yeah, exactly, right?
That's where I start to understand. Like,
that's what that was.
Deeper meaning, like, why was she? Because like that's what I was initially going to, like, maybe because you're already a tall kid, and you're taller than her, and she's your teacher.
I was the best of the best.
I guess. So, she's like already genetically sees you like, oh shit, this kid's different. Maybe this kid's different, but it wasn't that. So it was just something otherworldly.
So random.
Yeah. So like I can't.
Yeah.
I was just trying to pin my piece upon.
All right. So the second thing about Kyle, though, So he goes, all right. So I guess you and Jerry came over to their house after a WWF pay-per-view of one of those.
Yeah.
And your cousin came that went to Elsick High School.
At Bubba's.
It was either maybe it was
we're cousins, so we're all our cousins.
Maybe it might have been Ernie,
Ernie or Brendan.
Yeah, it might have been Ernie or Terry or Brendan.
It wasn't me or Cyril.
No. Yeah, I don't think because I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to jog my memory. Like. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. So Jerry and Johnny were like, "Hey, can my cousin go?" He was like, "Yeah, that's fine." So then my buddy Kyle, his dad was he's the principal at Elsick High School for the 9th grade center, which your cousin was. So I guess your cousin walked in in khakis and shit, was like, "Oh shit."
It was either Ernie or Terry. One of them.
Ernie or Terry. Yeah.
So that was for the WF pay-per-view.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I literally just talking last night at 8 o'clock at night. So that's what I had from him.
Yeah. Okay.
And he's like, "Don't mess this up." I'm like, "I'm gonna mess it up. I'm doing bullet points here."
Yeah.
You did a good job.
Yeah. No, that's what's up. Yeah. Shout out to Kyle, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kyle. Yeah. I remember. I remember being on. This is another random memory. He probably might remember this. We used to ride the same bus together, and like. He would always watch all the wrestling, all the pay-per-view, all the WWF stuff. And, like, I didn't have access to that because I didn't have cable. I didn't pay for the pay-per-view.
That's why he's saying $40 per pay-per-view. Everyone throwing $5 and shit.
Yeah. So, like, every time I get on the bus, I'd be like, "Yo, what happened on Raw? What happened on pay-per-view?" I remember that shit. And he used to...
SummerSlam.
Bro, I swear, like, wrestling used to be, like, the shit.
Oh, my God. It was
Royal Rumble.
I'm not saying, like, now he's still good and everything.
Hell in the Cell.
Yeah,
back
we were
then
younger.
it
Hit different.
It hit different. It hit different.
Go back on trampoline and start doing that.
Bro,
All your friends.
Don't do this at home. No, we doing this at home.
Yeah, man.
Everybody was doing all the moves.
Oh my gosh,
Man.
Yeah, that's a good time to be alive, right
Oh,
there.
yeah, no
I'm
shit,
telling
bro.
you.
Oh yeah.
The 90s, like
Watch,
mid to late 90s, all the 90s, really.
Oh my God, yeah.
All of
Early
the
2000s,
Thank
that was
you.
the man.
All the 90s, early 2000s.
Look at how much society has changed.
Yeah, I was just about to say, look at it now.
Yeah.
In the last 20 years, bro.
I literally live in this era. The jersey I'm wearing right now is Vince Carter.
Right.
Like,
That's the rookie Vince Carter.
Yeah.
I live
That was
in
nice.
this
That was a
shit,
nice
bro.
one.
Yeah.
Like, I don't fucking tell. I got a fucking fanny pack on. Like, I live in this shit.
Yeah.
Like, snap, crackle, pop, sauce. Like, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
The
Growing up,
it's
I got that fanny pack.
Yeah.
Like, exactly. Come on, man.
Yeah,
Hey.
the 90s.
Hey, if it's beneficial to you, who cares? I don't care what I look like.
I don't give a fuck.
Like, what the hell is that?
Hey,
Yeah.
It's what I need.
I would say
For
within the
answer.
last 50 years, I would say the 90s is probably like it's either one or two best eras.
Yeah.
Like in the last 50 years has to be the 90s / early 2000s. That stretch,
Yeah.
like
It was,
come on,
it was the cusp.
Like, what
of
did we
just,
get?
you know, like
yeah.
Did we get the phones and everything, like the smartphones during that time?
No, we got
Back in the day, that was the back end of
everybody
the day.
had general access to a cell phone, probably like starting in the
Yeah, you
year
had, like, Razor,
2099.
Sidekick,
Yeah.
Razor,
Beepers?
Blackberries,
Yeah.
all that shit.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
think Beepers was at least.
Beepers was like
yeah,
early
that-
90s.
that was
Razors
right
was-
there too.
Yeah.
Right there too,
Mid
yeah.
to late 90s.
Yeah.
Early mid to late 90s.
Because we
Or
had, I
beepers.
think we just.
And pagers,
I was thinking
beepers.
about to
Yeah.
say black and white, but I think we still had color.
No, we had
This
no.
nigga here. Hey, he's showing. You're
I'm trying
showing
to
your
go
age
back.
right now.
I'm trying to go
I know you
back.
is showing his
I'm trying to go back
showing you-
to certain
okay.
things. Like I'm trying to think of certain TV shows and everything like
Family
that.
Matters.
Martin, Fresh
Well,
Prince,
Oh yeah, you see,
Family
yeah.
Matters.
Family Matters.
I used to watch Nick at
World,
Night all the
Nick at
time.
Night. Nick at
I
Night.
love
I love
Lucy.
Lucy. I was about to say, I love Lucy.
Oh, we can even go to cartoons like the Cartoon Network show, like Ghost,
Ed and Eddie.
Space Ghost,
No, we gotta
Dexter's
go back.
Laboratory,
Dexter's Lab. Ed and Eddie.
Pinky in the
That's what I'm
Brain.
saying.
Pinky in the Brain, Animaniacs,
Yeah,
SpongeBob,
Animaniacs.
The
Yep.
Simpsons,
Tiny
Simpsons,
Toons.
yep,
Yeah,
the
Simpsons
Looney
still
Tunes and all that.
Looney
Tiny
Tunes, Family
Toons.
Guy, Family
Pinky
Guy
in the
started in
Brain.
the
Yeah,
90s.
that's Family Guy started.
Pinky in the Brain. Rocco's Modern Life.
Yeah.
Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Dragon Ball Z started in the 90s.
What's
Yeah.
that? What's the Arnold's World or something like that?
No, Bobby's World.
Was it
Yeah,
No,
the
with
one that's
Arnold.
trying to try.
was it Hey Arnold?
Hey Arnold, there you go.
Arnold.
Hey
Yeah,
Arnold,
yeah.
that's
I didn't
what.
know that shit.
Hey Arnold.
Yeah, Helga bullies him.
Yeah.
But has a shrine of him.
Yeah,
in her closet.
and has that
'cause she's
badass
really-
like. Remember his
Yeah.
root
And then,
room back
like,
that day?
that
God,
nigga
that
that
was
has
so
asthma.
sick,
She's
dude.
always
Yeah.
punching that nigga in the face. I was like, and then the whole time I'm the nigga with the asthma. I got my inhaler in my fanny pack.
He just in the back.
I was that nigga.
Pulling out the inhaler.
Real quick. I was that nigga.
Pulling out the inhaler.
Wait. Yes. Hey, don't be camera.
I ain't changed at all.
I'm still that nigga.
Man, because times are so much better back then. Though.
Yeah.
So much better.
Exactly.
Think about all the pivotal shows that started in the 90s / early 2000s and are still relevant today.
Even Married with Children.
Married with
Oh my
Children.
God.
Yeah, that's another one. That's another one.
That's when I can still go back and look. I'm like, this is hilarious. Like,
Funny as
this
hell,
is
right?
raw
And
dog
to
shit.
think that Al Bundy's wife was fucking Sons of Anarchy and all the other shit.
Oh, was she?
Yeah, Jack Teller's mom.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, Katie
Connect the
Seagal, or,
dots.
something, or not Seagal, but Katie something.
Yeah.
But she was good.
Yeah.
See, man.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
I'm still thinking of
She was definitely a childhood crush. I kind of had
That was the MILF crush when you were a child.
Damn,
That hair look good.
Because of it was the hair,
Yeah,
fucking 80 rock star.
And
And then, like, you know, and she was so, like, you know, exactly, you know,
Oh, yeah.
similar taste. Dog.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck, man.
But I know we used to listen to, like, Michael Jackson and shit.
Yeah,
like
I
that.
know.
Yeah.
I
His
know.
music,
That's why when my
it's
dancing,
definitely better.
Michael
Yeah.
Jackson
Back
was
then
why I
than now a little
danced,
bit.
bro.
Yeah.
Since 6 years old, bro.
If we didn't lose Michael Jackson, bro, I don't even know who would be listening to right now. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Well, Chris Brown wouldn't be.
I'm the African
know.
Chris
Like
Brown,
that.
bro.
I mean, Chris Brown is basically like this era, and I like Chris Brown.
Yeah.
I think Chris Brown's talented.
Chris Brown
He's very
is
talented.
like an alternate.
Absolutely.
Musically,
Chris-
even writing rise,
Right? Yeah.
dancing,
Dancing. Yeah.
Dancing, no, he
Yeah.
definitely
But because I'm a huge dancer person, what brought me to music was dancing. I only know him because I was a dance choreographer first.
Mm-hmm.
So like Chris Brown, it has as talented as he is as a dancer. He has a dance choreographer himself. He has multiple dance choreographers.
Yeah, I think most of them
he
do.
Picks up,
Yeah.
exactly.
Got
Yeah.
to.
So like me as a dance choreographer, I appreciate great dancers. So I look at him as a great dancer.
Yeah. Because he's able to
talented.
take what is, yeah, exactly.
But
I would choreograph for Chris Brown more than dance with Chris Brown. I would be more honored to create a piece for Chris Brown.
Right, exactly. Because he's good at it. You know, like-
Yeah.
He's gonna execute my shit and make it look the most I want it to look
Exactly.
as possible.
Yeah.
But you know, Chris Brown came from the early. He started in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
That's when
he
he
been doing it
debuted.
for a long
He
Yeah.
came out in like 2003, 2004, and he's
Exactly.
still going.
Yeah.
I know.
That's
Oh,
just
yeah.
wow.
That dude rocks, man.
And
Like,
then what?
he's
T-Pain
talented.
on
That's why
Kiss and all that.
he's like the
Bro.
reincarnated Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I mean he's the
He's the
2.0. He's like
reincarnate.
the era. He's this era's.
It's
like,
like
for
if
sure.
Michael
That's why it's
Jackson.
the
what
era-
about
the
edgier?
era.
What about Usher?
Yeah.
They
It's
said he's like that.
Like
Usher?
edgy,
Yeah.
like because like Michael Jackson's a choir boy, you know.
Yeah.
But
What
Chris
about-
Brown,
what-
you know, Chris Brown's rough around
Well,
the
what about-
edges.
what about- okay,
But
hold on.
same talent,
We-
rough around the edges.
What about
It's the
Usher?
opposite.
What about Usher?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What about
Usher is the in between.
Because he was there first.
He was
Oh,
pre.
wait.
He was
I wanna say
pre.
he was there first.
He was the
then Chris
pre.
Brown.
He was
Yeah.
the pre. He's the pre.
Yeah.
It's like he wasn't like. It's like he's the in between.
Yeah.
It's like
'Cause he had
the
some
reason
dance
why
moves
Chris
and all
Brown.
that.
The reason here's a controversial take. The reason why Chris Brown usurped Usher as far as like the closest thing to Michael is because he's way more opposite in personality and demeanor. Like Chris Brown's way more edgier, more provocative.
Well, I think
and
he's
he's affiliated
well,
with like Bloods and shit. Like,
I think he's
way more
well-
like opposite. Like Usher is closer to Michael Jackson, but he's not Michael. So
Well,
if you're
no,
gonna be
well-
close to Michael Jackson, you gotta bring some different type of aspect.
Well, I think Chris Brown is closer to Michael because he's a better. I think Chris Brown's a better dancer than Usher.
Yeah,
I
can
think
see
so.
that.
yeah, 100%. As a dancer, 100%.
Yeah.
Only for this aspect, Usher dances more like
Yeah.
Michael, but Chris Brown's a better dancer than Usher.
He's
But
got more
like as far as like how they
capabilities.
perform in dance, Usher performs and dance more like
I think Usher.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I think Usher's
perform
a,
and dance
Yeah, I think Usher's a better singer
to dance
than
like,
Chris
to
Brown.
perform- yeah.
Chris Brown.
Yeah, the
But Chris Brown's a
singing-
better dancer, but Michael's a little bit of both. Well,
Exactly.
They're a little bit of both.
So
of
who
both
has
of
more
them.
He was the
Michael.
OG of that part.
Yeah,
Really,
exactly.
No, he is.
Exactly.
He and Com-
So-
he had both of those.
I
He
like
had
that.
both.
I like that.
Right.
I like
Yeah.
that conversation. I don't know how we got into that,
Yeah, I
but
know.
that is a
I
great.
know, right?
Those three are the great aspects of ideal expectations of performing on that level.
Right.
No,
when it
it's,
comes
you
to-
know,
I
that's what I
agree.
was trying to bring that up. Now, who has more
That-
stage presence? Because,
Yeah.
Michael just stand there, touch
Yeah.
his hand, and he would just pass out. It's just like nobody has.
Yeah,
it's
because he's the first.
But
that comes from him being the first. So I wouldn't like to. I don't like to count that aspect. I like to count the actual pure talent aspect.
But that's what I'm
because
saying.
like that aspect is because he's the first to be doing both at the same time.
Well.
So I don't like to do that.
Well, hold on. You have the OG, who's James Brown.
Yeah,
who was doing it. James Brown and Michael got inspired.
But he was underground. He's underground true. Michael.
What about Prince? And
James Brown is underground Michael Jackson.
Prince is good. Prince is great too.
But then Prince and Michael are literally like, if you're to compare the two on as far as like, if I want to start diving into industry shit, is Kendrick and Drake. As far as like pinning them against each other.
I don't know.
As far as pinning them against each other. It's like, they weren't supposed to be against each other.
Well, hold on.
But then they became against each other. And it was like the industry, both the label realized, hey, pinning them against each other would be better.
Here's the thing.
And they used them for that shit.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think
they weren't supposed to be like that.
I don't think it. Well, here's why I disagree with that.
I like this.
It's because Prince and Michael weren't like intentfully going at each other.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Drake and Kendrick are.
Yeah,
they only
are.
now.
Yeah, they are.
But originally they were cool. Both sides were originally cool.
But
just like Prince and Michael were originally cool, Kendrick and Drake were originally cool.
Prince and Michael were always cool though. They were never beefing with each other like that.
You want to know what you want to know what happened between them? So Prince was supposed to perform for Michael's shit, but then like when Prince was performing, he fell through the stage. Kind of like what happened to Post Malone or most recent shit. But he blamed Michael for that because it was his shit.
But I mean,
that shit, and then the industry kind of fed off that shit. And just,
but it didn't really cause. It wasn't like
there's too much like
but it wasn't.
You like this one or that one? Yeah, they just fed off that shit.
But it wasn't like a Nas or Jay-Z beef or Ice Cube versus NWA or Dre, or it wasn't like that. It wasn't
elevated like that.
Exactly, it was more. Those are more authentic. This was more indoctrinated. But that's what I mean by planting that shit.
But it wasn't a beef. I'm telling you, it wasn't a beef.
Okay.
I'm saying it wasn't a beef. The Nas and Jay-Z, the Ice Cube versus NWA and Dre, the Kendrick Drake,
it's way more personal.
Cannabis versus LL Cool J.
For those.
Like, that's more like they're going at each other's heads for real.
Mm-hmm. They're way more personal.
That's what Michael and Prince. That's not beef. That's like there was a malfunction on stage, and it's like, so it was,
okay.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Beef is when 50 Cent Ja Rule. That's beef. You know what I'm saying? Labels are involved. They don't like each other. They're
multiple
going at
labels.
it. Yeah.
But then that's why I bring up the Drake and Kendrick, because it's the same label. That's why I think that shit was planted.
Drake and Kendrick Lamar?
Yeah. I feel like they might have little disagreements. I think it was little disagreements, but then they escalated that shit.
You know why I disagree with that?
And that's why Drake is feeling like he got set up.
You know why I disagree with that?
That's why he's trying to sue him. Even though he's going to lose.
You know why I don't agree with that? It's because Drake sued the label.
But did you just hear what I said? He feels like he was set up while he's trying to sue him, even though he's going to lose. Because he was in on it in the first place, but he didn't expect it to go where it went. So he's trying, these niggas used us anyway, so fuck these niggas. He's like, you're in on it. I think you're in on it.
No, because think about it this way. Okay. Had Drake won against Kendrick.
You see where I'm going.
Had Drake won against...
We can do this.
Had Drake won against Kendrick.
Exactly.
There would be no lawsuit.
Well, that's when we start going to the TOS shit. And I was like, well, America won World War II. And... people would call me apologist because I don't think 6 million. And that's when I was like, because like whoever wins tells the tale. So that's the point you're trying to get at. And it's like I like to look at things logically. Because like when it comes to burning the books, those books were certain books that are anti-Christianity. And I'm like, I'm a Christian. Like I start going into different realms, and like that's where my mind is. Maybe I'm a bit scuffed in the brain.
Here's the thing. I don't think
I'm an exception. Wherever I think I wouldn't promote that for hidden knowledge. Right. Yeah. So.
Here's where I'm gonna push back a little bit. Here's where
I know.
You know what I'm saying? No, all I want to do is simplify. I'm just trying to bring it back home.
Yes, please.
All I'm saying is that Drake sued Universal. Okay, he sued Universal because Universal, maybe they were adding fuel to the fire of the beef. However,
Maybe.
That didn't. Kendrick went all the way in.
Yeah.
I think, despite what the
Maybe,
label
though.
was, the label probably wasn't
him,
expecting it because Kendrick is like saying F everything. I don't
Yeah.
care. This is bigger than rap.
I know.
So
Exactly.
therefore, Kendrick is just saying F. Forget about it. I'm going in all the way.
But what?
And so when Drake realized that and he was like, okay, this is an L. Like I'm not gonna win against it because he doesn't care about what the label says, about what people say. He just does not care. So I'm gonna lose. And when he did realize, everybody knows Drake lost. You know what I'm saying? So Drake was like, okay, in order for me to recoup my losses, I'm just gonna sue the label instead of suing Kendrick. I can't sue Kendrick because I engaged with Kendrick, but nobody's realizing or nobody publicly seeing that the label's involved. So let me go with the label. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I think happened. You know what I mean?
I disagree with trying to sue Kendrick. You can't try to sue Kendrick.
He can't sue Kendrick.
You can only go for the label because y'all are both upon set same
but
label.
you can sue.
So they enable set activity to occur.
No.
You're gonna hold them accountable for that because even if both parties agree with it because maybe the best person win, but like when it goes to such degrees of measures and then everyone's reaping the benefits and you have to take the L. But then you're still under set label. Then you're gonna feel a type of way.
You're thinking,
but like I'm looking at through Drake. I'm looking at through all that.
But this is how you. This is how you're thinking.
I'm a pro at this.
This is how you're thinking. You're thinking that Universal sat both of them down and was like beef. That's what you're thinking, right?
No,
they had some roast beef, right?
No, no.
Y'all
there was a little quarrel. There's a little disagreement, and they're like, "Hey, we could
make some money from this.
Exactly.
Y'all go harder at each other."
Boom.
That's what you're thinking. That's what I'm saying.
That's what happened.
You think that Universal
That ain't
basically
what I'm thinking.
was like
that's what happened.
Right. Okay.
But I didn't know conspiracy. I can't not think that.
That could be true, but I don't. Because
I can't unthink that
because of how things.
It's the only thing that makes sense.
Okay, if there was no lawsuit, I would agree with you. But since there is a lawsuit,
like connect the dots.
No, here's
like,
what I'm saying.
remember the game where you have the numbers for each dot, and then it creates something.
Right, but what I'm saying is, since there is a lawsuit, Drake is basically saying, like, nah, like I'm not rocking with either.
I'm not even Drake. I think it's salty. He's a sorry loser.
Yeah,
but he ain't wrong
because he feels like
he ain't wrong about being a sorry loser.
Yeah, well, he feels like Universal's pushing the beef songs harder than whatever.
He's a sore loser, but
so
he
feels
wrong.
like Universal.
But he's not wrong.
He feels like Universal and Kendrick Lamar are against him.
Yes, it's true.
No,
it's true.
Maybe Universal is now.
Yeah,
after the lawsuit.
After the lawsuit.
It doesn't help. It doesn't help.
Yeah, after.
It was already,
now Universal's all in on like, okay, forget about this guy.
It was already about the bottom line. It was already about the dollar. So the lawsuit is like, fuck it. Like now we're about to go full throttle with the shit.
I don't know if it was mainly on the blood is mainly on Universal.
Got the halftime. I'm not gonna lie. Kendrick getting that halftime was only because of Universal and Jay-Z.
It comes off like only
Universal.
Yeah.
Like majority of football fans don't even don't know who Kendrick is besides be humble, sit down.
Okay, so since
I'm just being honest with you.
Hold on.
Because I know a lot of people and like there's a lot of like white fans. Like a lot of fans don't listen. Like look, Todd, he's white chocolate, obviously. He's an exception. Like most, and I'm sure you watch football and shit. Most white football fans. Most football fans, they're fucking listening to heavy metal, bro.
No, hold on.
Like, I'm just being honest.
Wait.
So him getting the halftime show is like, what the fuck is this guy? Oh, he's beefing with Drake.
Okay.
Oh, making more sense.
Okay, so since Kendrick got the halftime, he got Grammys for Not Like Us, the song. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So it comes off like Universal is tag teaming with Kendrick to go after. It comes off that way. Yeah.
They did.
Right. So it comes off that way. So I don't disagree with that. But I'm just saying, after the lawsuit, you know what I'm saying? Now Universal is definitely, I'm just saying, it comes off that way now, more so than ever. You know what I mean? Because, I think Drake filed the lawsuit before the Grammys and everything was won. Right?
Yeah.
And before the Super Bowl, he filed the lawsuit.
Yeah.
Now the Universal's like, oh, for real? Okay. We're going to go ahead and give him all these awards. We're going to put him in halftime and we're going to push him since you want to go against us. That's what I think. happen.
Sounds like a bad love triangle right here.
Yeah,
horribly bad.
Yeah,
horribly
bad. Anyway,
that is a great way to put
a
it.
nightmare.
Anyway. My bad. Well, anyway, yeah.
That was the
but that's the love triangle, universal enough
Exactly.
to.
Okay, so you had a second clip, but I don't think we're not going to be able to get to it. I don't want to.
Don't even worry about it.
Yeah, but I guess we can just cap it off with Todd. You know what I'm saying? I mean, anything else you want to?
Okay. Todd, I had
you have a
questions
question?
about it.
Okay.
Because like the whole dating aspect, because I'm here with my whole dating thing and everything. So, your views on dating, like, okay, so you're married twice.
Yep.
And you had a 5-year relationship. That 5-year relationship is excluding your 2 times already being married.
Yeah. All right. So talking about like my last 3 relationships, like let's say that we're quick. So one was 5 years. That's when I was probably 21, actually 22 to 27, 26, something like that, something like that. Wasn't the best one because young, going drinking and stuff like that, and going back to the house, not knowing how to communicate properly, and probably maybe not even feeling like I knew how to be a boyfriend or whatever. But
right,
you know what I'm saying. So growing up, met my ex-wife, ended up having my son. That was 5 years. She ended up leaving me, and I thank God really in the long run because I still have my son Ryder, but
that's 11-year-old.
He's 11 now, yeah. And so, but in the long run, back then, I'm glad she left me because I realized too that I didn't want to leave her, but I didn't know I should have just left her and made it right for the right reason because it's not going to be good life together,
Right.
Life be life.
Yeah, and so then when I met my wife now, I've known her for years. The biggest thing with her and me, she lets me be me. Mm-hmm. She lets and I let her be her. We're both crazy in our own ways. She's 10 years older than I am.
Wow.
I have two step kids. One's 22, one in the Navy. Devin, he's a writer too. He's 26, and I got my son. But the biggest thing on this relationship is that straight up, I mean, there's no arguments, but in the long run, we just let each other be. The trust and honesty is there, and I've never experienced that more at all. So that's the secret and the key, because sometimes you're always going to be like, well, maybe. 7 years now, I haven't once questioned
7 years.
And we're common law married.
Yeah.
There's no point. We moved around to different houses together. We ain't leaving each other.
You know what I mean? My homies that are like common law like that.
Yeah, because there's no really reason to get it. And I'm like, but anything
it's
that
Texas, you are married.
Yeah,
you are married.
That's my best friend too, because sometimes if it's even going bad, sometimes we'll just sit there and laugh at each other in bed. It's just those times where we're not perfect, but somehow along of everything I learned in life, and maybe she learned, I guess, or whatever, and then God just was like, you know what? Because the first time that I actually got her name, though, I asked the guy, I was like, what's her name? He goes, oh, that's so-and-so. And he looks back and he goes, she's crazy as fuck. And I was like, and that was 5 years before I actually got with her. And so, but she threw her phone at me though. At the bar once, I said, I don't got your number, so I put it in as T. Cannon's secret lover. And I gave it back to her. It was Valentine's Day. I just said, hey, and then she never stopped calling me after that. So,
well, shout out to the wife.
Love you, baby.
Love you. Sound like a fuck, if I had my phone, I'd play a fucking sound in the back.
But yeah, thanks guys for letting me on here, man.
You guys. I mean, you're more than welcome to come back, man. You should come back.
Hey, anytime you want me back, man.
You should come back, man.
Oh yeah.
You like the joint.
I love the atmosphere. Like the nervousness got out. I got nervous a little again too. Exactly. I mean, but I have a great time. I don't know why I'm nervous. And shit.
Man, we're not gonna
sit down on the couch and just chop it up, man.
I'm gonna bring like a little fan for my thing though next time.
It do get a little warmer because the lights and everything.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
But I've had a blast. Thank y'all guys.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
Thank you. Man.
I guess you could.
You already know what it is. Once again, it's your boy H2O, the Cameroon Goon. Here's a who. Choice D all above. Now my other phone's fucking vibrating. I was looking for that bitch.
Two phones like Kevin Gates.
I know. Yes. By the way, I do have 2 phones. I have a work phone and personal phone. Yes, Indeed. Fucking forgot to turn my shit on vibrate or silent. Fucking stupid. But yes, once again, let's regurgitate. H2O, the Cameroon Gone, Horton Here's the Hood, Choice D, all of the above. All of the platforms. Go ahead, Cuzzo.
It's your boy Juniani. Just type in JUNYANII on all platforms. I should pop up because there's not really many Junianis
What
out
about
there.
Facebook?
Recognize Entertainment Facebook page. Follow that personal page. He always likes it when F you if I don't know you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Nah, but you can reach out, whatever. If you want merchandise, I got shirts. I just don't put them on the stand anymore like I used to. But I got shirts, hats. They're all in storage. Hit your boy up, DM me. I got you. And that's pretty much it for me.
All right, it's your boy Beast Too Saucy. Make sure y'all, come in.
What is it? You awake, bro? We can't see.
Make sure y'all tune in for the next episode, man. We gonna bring y'all the craziest updates and everything like that. So yeah,
I want to say something about.
Be ready.
You need to start the show off next time because you remember that one episode where we're like,
when he was running the questions and shit.
Because people you be getting on us like, why he don't be talking that much, and I'm like, because
I tried to, but they always cut me off. Y'all see it.
Yeah.
Y'all see it.
Call us out.
I'm the worst.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
I'm the worst.
I'm gonna do it.
I'm the worst.
I'll be ready, but I'll be like, man. I obviously remember they was talking about their stuff.
That's why I tried, like, because I'm in the middle. I'll be like,
really,
hey, so what you got to say? Because I know he's all the way over
20
here.
20 minutes, it was just me and you.
I know, but I didn't even want to do it.
That's crazy.
I didn't even want to do it. I didn't want to go off on that tangent like that, but yeah, I'll be trying to keep it.
I realize it, and then I'm too deep.
I was the reason I was
too deep. I can't pull out. I can't pull out.
I'm like Kendrick G. I'm like the dude.
Yeah.
Oh, the legs are wrapped around me.
But Todd, you wanna shout out any kind of platform, anything?
My name is Todd Cannon. Go by Reflection. I mean, just Facebook, whatever. It's anyway. I'm just.
What about the Nick Cannon?
You got
that was good too. That was good.
Hey, Nick Cannon, give him his residuals anyway.
But I'm on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, stuff like that. But yeah, I'm just thank y'all for letting me have me here.
For sure, man. For sure.
I'll keep tuning to the next episode, guys.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and it's Wisdom Talk.
Hidden knowledge.
That was
Podcast.
instinctive. This is Hidden Knowledge Podcast
With a little wisdom.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And we out. Peace.